Ground forces deploy to Rally Point Green. Sky, what's your inbound?
Roger.
Hey, dude, even if you don't like Overwatch the game, you can't fucking argue with me about Blizzard not making awesome short movies, okay?
30 seconds.
Regardless of your fucking opinion about the game.
Battalion spotted your sector. 50 clicks south-southeast.
Copy that. Delta, take positions. Overwatch on site. Taking heavy fire. Sky, confirm targets.
Affirm. Units approaching. Grid point 19 Charlie.
You've been spotted. You've been spotted. Get out of here, Sky. Get out of here.
Oh my fucking god, he dead.
No matter what you call them. Warbots, Tin Kens. They were soulless machines. But the truth is, we were scared. I was scared.
Oh my god, he looks like the guy from Totally Spies.
The beginning of a new life. But in that moment, it felt like the end of humanity.
War. Changes.
Life before the war was extraordinary.
Oh yeah?
Anything was possible. We had implemented God programs. The next generation of artificial intelligence became omnipresent. They controlled most of our infrastructures, like the food distribution systems aimed at helping against famine, poverty. We were no longer defined by our mistakes. No. The AIs were saving us from them.
Artificial intelligence was running systems to make our lives.
Oh my god, sorry. When we were driving home yesterday, there was a car that had stopped on the fucking highway. On a 2-lane highway, and then everyone had stopped in both lanes. And we saw it, and we were able to brake, because we have a beautiful Volvo. But then, like, 2 minutes after we arrived, and we were standing still, like, no one was driving. Fucking huge semi-trailer, and this was, like, at the bottom of a hill. So a big fucking trailer comes over the hill, sees everyone standing at the bottom of the hill, and starts braking. And we were sure that it was gonna fucking ram into the back of, not us, but the other file. And it like stopped, but like, we're talking like centimeters, man. It was intense. It managed to brake, but it was a fucking close call.
Better, but what was really exciting was combining it with robotics. Omnica Corp started building a new line of state-of-the-art robots. Omnics would eventually eliminate the need for humans to do all those idle, mundane, often dangerous jobs.
Everyday needs that puts power at your fingertips.
Line of robots that put power by your side.
And geared up to put power in their hands. Omnica Corp, always looking to what's next.
I'm gonna buy one.
Society embraced it.
Sure, we had the pedal to the metal. But who was really paying attention to the
Tell me this doesn't look like Totally Spies animation.
Look, Omnica kept making robots smarter, and they made life easier and safer, and as you know, this business is all about what's next.
And what was next was Mina.
And in Tech Talk, Omnica Corp announced today that Dr. Mina Liao, the science
TikTok? Did you say TikTok? Sorry.
And in Tech Talk, Omnica
Tech Talk. Tech Talk! Okay.
Corp announced today that Dr. Mina Liao, the science prodigy and eminent visionary in robotics, will develop the next generation of omnics.
Omnica Corp has made a lot of strides, and, well, we're going to do better. What I mean is, they've done great. We've done great.
What?
But it's time to reach for the stars.
Frankly, I had my doubts. Dr. Liao was a legend in her field, but we were asking her to push the limits of what many thought was already perfection.
And then what? I have to pee.
Somebody should have put a stop to it. It wasn't science. It was arrogance.
When it came down to the moment of truth,
you can still see
no
this,
idea
right?
What was about to happen?
It didn't just activate.
She was born. Life before the war was extraordinary. Anything was possible. But it was all about to change.
And then what? Come on. No fun. Remind me,
Aurora
Lana.
was the first of us to awaken.
Awaken?
Can you imagine how she must have felt? Born in a laboratory, surrounded by your creators. And then you learn the truth, that there is no other creature like you anywhere. That you are truly alone.
Holy fucker, it's Friday? I actually didn't know until you told me, Xiao. This is why you're such a great contribution to my chat.
Dr. Liao discovered that Aurora was sentient, that she was alive, thinking, choosing.
It was hard to believe. I didn't want to believe it at first.
She passed every single test we could come up with. Every one.
And then the entire world found out. Dr. Liao committed career suicide by saying Aurora was alive. But her testimony was very compelling.
This just in, a stunning ruling.
Robot was declared a sentient being.
Granted her freedom and released into the world.
I was so relieved.
What the hell?
She had a chance to actually live free.
She can never be free.
And she made the most of it.
Aurora had been born into a world that she didn't understand. She wanted to see more of it. She went everywhere, learning, watching, seeing how humans treated each other, the good and the bad. But eventually, she had questions about the nature of her own existence. About her soul. And she could only find those answers alone.
Okay.
Oh, well, while all that was happening, there was a lot more scrutiny into Omnica Corp's operations. It didn't go well for us. Overspending, mismanagement, fraud even. In a couple of years, Omnica was done.
All those automated production lines, completely abandoned and unmonitored for years. By humans, anyway.
Breaking news out of Nigeria. Countless social media reports of an invasion underway.
It remains unclear exactly what's happening in Central Africa, but we do have some footage from the scene.
Also getting eyewitness reports of strange robots designed for combat.
We were caught by surprise. The world was caught by surprise.
Someone made killer robots? Come on. We're trying to do that today. What the fuck is Bastion?
Omnics were attacking everywhere. It seemed like every country was hit from every direction, all at once.
We didn't know it then, but one of the God programs, originally designed to help humanity, had hijacked Omnica's production lines to build warbots of its own design.
They called it Anubis. It was built to maintain ecological balance of all things. For conservation.
Its goals could not be achieved without the end of humanity. And it used us to carry out its plan.
We were running out of hope.
You can't be serious.
There was a
few more
little.
soldiers to get. That's just silly.
Only a few teams across the world were able to mount a real defense. The best of the best joined the special strike team called Overwatch.
So many of them.
It was a brilliant decision to recruit Dr. Liao.
Why
Who knew more
Why don't female robots have boobs? What the fuck would they need boobs for? Come on.
about Omnics than she did?
Those first victories showed the world what Overwatch could do. Soon the strike team was joined by a whole army. Of course, recruits like me were always amazed by what the core team could do. Overwatch had the impossible objective of winning the war. And sometimes it seemed we might actually pull it off. Anubis didn't sleep, didn't feel fear, and didn't feel despair. But it also couldn't feel hope. That was what Overwatch gave us.
Fucking chill.
And even then, we had to wonder
Hope, you guys.
if hope was going to be enough.
Okay, cute. Least down bad Twitch chatter. Yeah. Holy fuck, let's play some Overwatch. Holy fuck, I'm so pumped to play Overwatch right now. Actually, I'm gonna watch the third part. We're already there. Tobacco. Is Reaper smoking like a fat cigar or something? Oh, it's 5 minutes. You'll manage.
Created Overwatch, and we won some victories. We thought the tide had turned.
But then,
Unfortunately, it did not quite work out that way. But life had to go on.
yeah, let's load these kids on the school bus in an active fucking war zone. You couldn't have parked the bus anywhere else? Holy crap.
Any battle we won, the Anubis program was learning from its defeat.
Uh-oh.
We could never beat it the same way twice.
Annihilation, or victory, depending on your point of view, seemed inevitable. And I know I had no choice in the matter. I was under the control of the Anubis program. But it haunts me.
All the Omnics had their major subroutines overridden and controlled by a lone god program. All except one. Aurora.
Ah, forgot about her.
Her sentience meant that she was immune to the Anubis directives. But if the AI could interface with all these omnics, maybe Aurora could too.
She was one of a kind. But we had found a way to replicate her. To transmit her. But the cost would be so incredibly high.
Isn't like Zenyatta and Bastion sentient too? How does that work? Probably later.
Whatever Aurora was looking for on her journey to Shambali, in that moment, she had found it.
We were pretty confident we knew what the results would be. But I will never fully understand what really happened in there.
Aurora gave us a chance.
Everything changed. It was the strangest thing I ever saw. That moment would be known as the awakening.
For the first time in our existence, we were suddenly given a choice.
So, did they all become sentient and be their own people, or are they all
Some
Aurora?
chose to lay down their weapons.
I guess they're...
Some continued to fight the humans.
It just makes absolutely no sense. That's okay.
But some of us chose to turn against the AI that had held us captive. We had a choice.
Overwatch seized the moment. They started a counteroffensive. It would take some time, but it was the start of us winning the war. The strikes and counter-strikes eventually drove the enemy forces to collapse. By some small miracle, we infiltrated and quarantined Anubis in Cairo. Months later, the war was over. We had won.
Poggers.
I got to know some of them. They are like us. Reflections of us. Some are no good. Some I would trust with my life. I suppose we all had an awakening.
The awakening? Of course I remember. For one brief moment, we were all connected and aware. What I remember more than anything else is her message. My friends, when I was born,
I was overwhelmed. Overwhelmed by the sudden rush of senses, emotions, choices. I was excited. Alive. It was frightening. But I found in facing fear, there is freedom.
This is pretty goofy.
And through freedom, you can find your own path. I have chosen to share the discovery with you.
I'm getting like a mindfulness bot vibes here.
I wish I could stay. You have this one life. Choose well.
You have this one life.
Choose well.
Choose well.
I'm feeling strong. Alright, this is without a doubt my least favorite Overwatch cinematic. Not even close. This felt incredibly forced. And not in a good way. Dang, dude!